Welcome to Next Level Toys. We're coming from you from Charleston, West Virginia, right here in the USA, as it's been officially 1 week since we did our last video. In case you did miss the last video, we basically went through and showed you how West Virginia was a week ago, and we had no reports or anything, but I made a little prediction. I said within 3 days we'd have our first case, and sure enough, it happened. Our very first case was 3 days later up in the Panhandle, one individual. Again, it's been like 1 week and we have 16 confirmed cases. It's about 2 in the morning right now, coming on Monday morning, which means a fresh new start of the week. We'll see how things go. And it's just getting worse in every state as each day drags along until we hopefully have something resolved and done. We know a lot of y'all don't understand a lot about what's going on with this virus. I'm still trying to comprehend it, but we do know, myself, how viruses work after working in the medical field for about 8 years. It's just something that's going to keep growing, and it's really got to be put under control pretty soon. It's nice that states are being locked down individually, but people are still going out mingling, partying, spring breakers. Those are the ones we got to worry about. They're just out there having fun. They don't really give two shoots. Yes, I did not cuss, but the other ones that could infect the older individuals. And West Virginia is known for its elderly community. People come here to retire because the scenery is just absolutely beautiful. We got a lot of beautiful scenic areas that's up on top of mountains, and people love that stuff. I love it. A lot of things have also changed. It's gotten really serious. We work in an industrial field, and I seen it coming. I didn't think it'd come this fast, but Friday, a couple days ago, we were all temporarily laid off. There's a little over 800 of us that work there in that building. We're supposed to be returning back to work here in the next 4 days, assuming everything's going okay. There's still cases popping up. Things are still deteriorating. I don't know how long that will be lasting, since all the other auto manufacturers have closed down as well. We'll just have to see how it goes. We know I'll be off for the next 4 days, so I'll have some time to definitely put together some videos for y'all. I'm an avid toy collector of vintage toys mostly, and collectibles, so we'll put something together for you. As each week progresses, we will do a weekly video of the coronavirus here in West Virginia. I know a lot of people's like, West Virginia don't have too many cases. That's now. 16 is still a lot. 16 in the past 5 days, from 0 to 16, that's pretty significant considering, we got 2 million that live in this state. We're a little more scattered about. We're not like New York that has everybody living in buildings, 100 to 300, 500 people per building or more. That's why it's spreading so fast, because they're just so close together. And they was one of the first ones to actually get it, so they didn't have exact fast warning. California, same way. It's really busy. They got a lot of people there in a tiny community, but it's not tiny, but it's compact. It's spread there pretty good, and there's a couple other states that's also getting a pretty good hit of this now. And I'm worried, and I always go with my best instinct. I'm just worried that 2-3 weeks from now, every single state is going to have a plus 100 or more cases, confirmed cases. And mind you, it's still very hard to even get testing done here, only in a few select areas, which is mostly the hospitals. And we're already told that they only have a limited supply of tests. So there's a lot of people out there just running around that just either too afraid to get tested, can't find a test, doesn't want to go to the hospital to get tested, because I understand that. I don't like going to the hospital, even though I've worked there for about 8 years. It's just not somewhere to go, especially right now with things that's going on. And we got 2 cases right here in our very community, 10 miles down the road from where we live here. And that's pretty scary. I mean, that is like knocking on our back door. We have not went nowhere in the past 3 days. Friday, I was able to go out that morning to Walmart and finally found toilet paper the first time, and 3.5, 4 weeks. It's an improvement. They had actually a whole row of toilet paper and a whole row of paper towels, and they had an employee on each end of the aisle, making sure everybody got one pack each. That's what they should have done in the first place. People should have been not about to 10, 20 packs of toilet paper. Also, they're doing that with the cases of water, 24 packs, and milk, 1 jug per person. And I can see that going on more, the more harder to get items. Still can't find hand gel. I gave up on the masks. So yeah, a lot of stuff has changed in the past week. You can review my last video exactly 1 week ago today. There was no cases in West Virginia. We were the last state in the United States, all 50 states, that had no confirmations of anything. And I knew there was. They just hadn't sprouted up yet. And again, it takes 5 to 14 days for this to actually pop up in your immune system, and it just starts wreaking havoc. But it's just starting to grow. I see this time next week we'll probably have 30, 40 cases, and then it's just going to start growing more and more. As long as we try to contain it the best we can, hopefully they'll just stop passing this coronavirus. And from what we gather, it's mostly travelers that's been traveling back and forth. And no people need to be traveling. Can't you just wait till after this is over so you don't take no risks? Postpone something, for a couple months. Let us try to settle down if all possible. I know it's hard. We all got to make through this, and other countries is also suffering. Poor Italy, I follow that every single 3 or 4 hours of each day just to see if there's any kind of improvement. I have not seen no improvement, except it's just declining more. But where they have shut down and everything, it's been a little while now. Hopefully the next week or so they will start seeing it level off, because they do have everybody quarantined, and that should definitely help curb it. Here in the good old US of A, we need a mass shutdown of all states together. We do not need to have one here, one here, one here shutting down, and this one, 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 and this one. That ain't gonna get nothing done. It's gonna calm it down a little, but it's just gonna grow right back. What's to say, say they eliminate everything in New York a month and a half from now, everything's cool. But this state down here still has people that's contaminated, and they decide to go to New York because New York is the happening place of US. It's gonna start growing up there again. We have got to just get rid of it altogether. Why couldn't we have a mass shutdown a month ago, and we would probably already recover from all this a month ago. We would have 3 weeks to in dormant, lockdown, as everybody can figure out who has the virus, who don't have the virus, not spreading it, contain it, and we can go on our daily life. No, it's going on in April, and there's still states right now that ain't even quarantined. But we need a lot more. We need everything to be quarantined at the same time. And it's going to do no good, to just have one and not the other. It just don't make no sense. I mean, it will help, but we just need to get this all done together at the same exact time. Italy chopped off a big old block. Hopefully that will help. China eradicated, as you can see, their numbers is not being affected now. They're actually leveled out and going down now because they have eradicated the whole area where they cornered it off. It seems to work. This is my opinion, but we're expecting a meeting with the governor here in the next 7 hours, 8 hours. Not me being there, but we'll watch him on television and see what happens. But we're expecting an official shutdown. We have not been officially shut down as West Virginia yet. We got restaurants that's closing early in the day. In the middle of the day, you can actually eat and do your thing. At the beginning of the day, no. But there's no curfews. All bowling alleys, gyms, casinos are not closed. I made that prediction about the casino a week ago. I was like, watch casinos will get closed along with everything else. That has happened. All activities have been closed. Bingo night, they're working on all the bingo halls. They're trying to get them closed. So they are putting some stops, but there's still people mingling, parties. Those are the ones we gotta watch and take care of. That's why we gotta do the quarantine, and parents need to keep an eye on their teenagers to make sure they're not going out and just getting 50, 60 of them together and have a party. Half of them will end up infected by the end of that party. That happened in Florida earlier today too, from a spring break event. One tested positive, so you know more got infected. Again, they're young and they don't care because they just know they're going to be immune to it, but they may have an immune system, an issue that they don't even know about. It can put them in this severe state. You just never know. I mean, it's nothing to gamble with. Or pass it on to your parents, and they can pass it on to the grandparents. It's not worth it. It's happening. I've seen some sad stories already, and I'm not going to go into it, but we don't need any more stories like that. So please stay tuned for our next video. It will be toys. And we'll be back here again next Sunday night to see how we are by then. Again, 16 total confirmed cases here in West Virginia, the whole state. So 2 in this area. 16 total. We'll see this time next week how much we have improved or deproved. Till then, thank you for watching Next Level Toys.